This is an actual thing a white person can buy.
Well, apparently, so can you.
My nigga.
As a person of color, there's actually a huge array of products and activities that are just not for you.
Oh, really? Miss, I know what you should be buying, miss. You shouldn't buy that because you're brown. Oh no, you shouldn't be buying this because it's for white people. And we don't buy white people things, we keep to our own. Yeah, you see, the last time a people kept to their own, we had a...
It's a white world, and we get to live in.
No, I think you'll find it's a man's world. But in all seriousness, there's 7 billion people in the world, and white people don't even make a fucking large percentage of it, mate. I think you'll find we vastly outnumber them. But, you know, this isn't about the world we're talking about here. No, see, this is America! This is what you idiots constantly mean by the world. The world is America. The World Series, etc., etc. Need I say more? And, you know, you don't have to live in America. You can go elsewhere. You can go to Mexico. You can go to, I don't know, Niger. I hear you can go to Somalia. I hear that's really good this time of year.
You basically won, like, the racial lottery with that lack of melanin.
Yeah, really. Tell that to all the poor working class white people who are now watching this video are wondering why the fuck this posh African American is telling me that I won some kind of special lottery and that my life is suddenly brilliant in comparison to yours.
Here's a few things white people take for granted.
Haha, yeah, it can't possibly be taken for granted by a load of middle class people of varying colours, but no, instead we have to, you know, blame the white people because that's what's in fashion.
Like flesh-colored band-aids that actually resemble flesh.
What? I cannot believe you even think that is something white people take for granted, considering that not all white people are that dark, and that it's not called flesh-coloured because it's flesh-coloured. It's a specific tint of, I don't know, what is it, a pink? Besides, it's just a band-aid. It's just a plaster. Jesus Christ. Why are you so angry over a plaster that happens to be coloured in that particular way? You can go and get a blue one. Go get a pink one. Jesus Christ. How is that even something a white person takes for granted? Why are you so embarrassed about band-aids? Why is it that because they don't match your skin tone, you suddenly feel that this is an affront to you racially and attacking your dignity, love? Because right now all I'm seeing is some posh cunt tell me that white people take these things for granted. This is a bullshit reason. MTV, please stick to music. Oh wait, oh, they don't stick to music anymore, do they? What? Oh.
This is a nude bra.
I don't even think I know white people that are this color.
You do realise you can get darker flesh varieties, right? You do realise it is one variant of the flesh colour. Like, you can get navy, which is one variant of blue. You can get, you know, you get turquoise, you get sky blue, you know, lighter and darker. I assume the same thing applies to flesh. You can get flesh that is of a darker tone, so, you know, like, say, like an African American, or maybe something like an Asian, or someone closer to my skin tone. That's what they mean by flesh. It is meant to blend in with your tone. You can totally go and find some makeup and bras that fit your colour, okay? This is not something they take for granted, it's what the world takes for granted. You see, be happy that you can afford these sports bras, because there are a lot of people in the world who cannot afford clothes. You rich cunts.
This is the darkest I could find.
Oh my god, she just put whiteface on. I am totally triggered right now. No, that is definitely not the darkest you could possibly find. You are a liar. You are trying to misconstrue life itself. I have seen loads of women's makeup that is your skin tone. Don't lie just because you're struggling to find things that white people take for granted. So far, what I can gather is this is 13 things that a bunch of rich, coloured people think white people take for granted. When really, you know, white people don't take these things for granted. It's just what you think they take for granted. Oh, did I just use coloured? Should I have said person of colour instead? As if the two things are even, as bad as each other.
I flunked out of algebra twice, and everyone was shocked. That's racist.
Well, I'm so sorry that you're bad at maths, mate. That's not my fault, and I've not heard people tell me that Asian people are good at maths. Oh, I mean, despite the fact that you guys are the most successful academically of all ethnic groups in America and the Western world, hell, even the world itself, Asian people overall. I'm not just talking about, I don't know, I assume you're Chinese American or Korean American. Indians are good at it too. Pakistanis are good. Taiwanese people are good at it. Singaporean. It's a stereotype, but it's a stereotype that exists. But then again, not everyone is that stupid. Everybody knows that there are people that are good at maths and there are people that are shit at maths. It's life. Everyone knows that. It's not racist when, the facts kind of, the statistics show that you guys do better on average than everyone else because of your amazing work ethic. So really, it says more about you than it does about white.
White people can change their hair, and surprisingly, no one feels the need to touch it.
Every time I hear this complaint on and on and on and on again, you see, as if it's, a white people thing to touch a black person's hair. You do realise even other black people will touch someone's hair if they think it's really nice, And I've seen Asian people do it. I've seen other Latinos do it. I've seen mixed race people do it. It's not a white thing. And by the way, if a white person has very nice hair or has a massive, curly afro, which white people do have naturally, that's not appropriation. You cannot, help the natural hair that you're born with. You can artificially change it, but it still will revert to its natural form. They also get that treatment, but you don't see them complaining about it. In fact, my mates who have afros don't complain about it. They just like the attention, as far as I can gather. Especially when girls touch them, when the girls are touching it, they're like, yeah. It took me ages to get this hair. Oh, it's all natural, Yeah. It's always you who's complaining about it. You guys who are really sex negative and, you don't like that shit. Honestly, get a life. If hair and makeup and a mug-shaped gun is something that triggers you, get a life. You're rich. You've got the money for it.
You just creep in real slow enough to be like, nope, what? I'm doing Bruce Lee karate up in here. I'm in Trader Joe's.
Ninjas!
That's racist.
You're racist.
Another thing that white people totally take for granted, they can own gun-shaped things.
So can you, retard. God, yet more lying and bullshit from these idiots. Honestly, you're worse than BuzzFeed. At least BuzzFeed thought of something. At least they thought of something vaguely logical that could be beneficial to light-skinned people, But no, you guys come up with lies and bullshit. You are worse racists than BuzzFeed. Well done, MTV. Well done.
This is a gun-shaped flash drive.
Gun-shaped knives? It's already a knife. Why is it shaped like a gun?
Aesthetics! That's fucking aesthetics, genius!
If I point at it, see? That's weird. Like that, I could tell that was uncomfortable for us.
I'm positively triggered right now.
I would totally get shot if I was just putting this right into my MacBook Air.
No, you would not. Nobody would even notice that you have a flash drive that happens to be shaped like a gun. In fact, you don't even need to bring it about on your person. You could just keep it at home and store shit on it, But, oh well, don't mind me. Don't mind me.
White people get to be on money, as if we don't see their faces everywhere else.
Oh, well, that wasn't said with any bitterness at all. I mean, you're totally not racist there, are you, eh? I mean, who am I to judge? You know, there are more pressing issues in the African American community than your idols on money. I think sorting out poverty and crime and drugs and everything else, which actually affects humans around the world, you know, it's not just your community, even though it's adversely affected in many ways. If we could deal with all these problems first, maybe then we can worry about, you know, who we want to put on our money.
They call them dead presidents, but some of these guys are just dead white guys. Like this guy? Who is that? President number... nothing.
All we have is a Sacagawea coin.
It was a big splash, and then it slowly started disappearing, much like the Native American population.
I'll just leave this right here and I'll just get my coat.
Wizards, dwarves, elves. Not one single Korean in the whole film.
There's
Not quite Korean, but, you know, a Scottish Chinese girl. Oh, I'll just get my coat then again.
room to throw in, you know, like, I don't know, a Latino hobbit. It would be fun. Their cuisine would be so much more dynamic.
Well, you see, hobbits were invented by a Norwegian British person. I think Tolkien was Norwegian. He's Scandinavian/British anyway. So it is reasonable to assume, based off of your rules, that he was just writing within his culture, because he wasn't appropriating anyone. He wasn't appropriating, you know, the African colonials' culture or anything. He was sticking to his own. He was doing exactly what you tell everyone to do, to stay within their own spaces and not steal, because, you know, that's a bad thing, rather than enriching. Yeah, you know, because he's white, because Tolkien's white, that's a bad thing. We should have a Latino in here, because his food would be more dynamic. See, that's racist, and it's a double standard.
White people can have full-length arguments with cops. Are you out of your mind? Did you not see me out the light, you crazy son of a
I know.
Well, so can you, if you're not being aggressive with him. If you get aggressive, you get arrested. If you swear at him even, at least I know this is in Britain, you get arrested. Sorry, the police may have ethnic problems, you know, they may be, you know, profiling you. They profiled me twice.
Dude who messed up a handshake, Spanish guy, had to move out of the neighborhood. That didn't really happen, but it sounds like it could have.
At least he admitted making up something to prove a point. You see, one person's bad at a handshake. Somehow white people benefit from that. I do not know.
This is comfortable. No one's gonna shoot me.
You see, more American bullshit as usual. You see, over in the UK, hoodies are well known stereotype of white or underclass people, or working class people, depending on how lower down the class system you are. I don't see that stereotype being associated with ethnic minorities in my country, but, you know, America is the world. We are the world.
Indian is not a language.
Neither is American.
They get on the dance floor, it's charming when they look stupid.
Now, how the fuck does a white person benefit from dancing badly? How? Why? I hear nothing but black people and other people complain about how they can't dance, or at least take the piss out of them, the fact they can't dance. You know, I want you to go up against Justin Timberlake. I want you to go up against Mick Jagger, especially when he was younger, and tell me, can you dance compared to them?
This is what privilege looks like on a white person.
He says while culturally appropriating a character's garment of a great British literature phenomenon. Fuck right off, mate. Go away.
Are you a white person that takes things for granted? Do you feel like this video took you for granted?
No, I happen to be a quarter Trinidadian Indian person who is also happens to be of white descent, mixed race, people, otherwise, that is known as. And I take issue with the fact that you single-handedly demonize an entire group of people for no reason other than for a political agenda and for clickbait. I find this to be morally reprehensible, and you ought to be ashamed of yourselves, you damned racists.
Leave us a gun-shaped comment below. Don't worry, we'll know who it's from.
Oh, your humour is so great when it's your side doing it, isn't it? Oh, right. I am sick of this video. Alright, I'm through. This has been Charming Man 93. Like and share the video, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you all laters.